Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to Free Hammers. It's been a while, but international break and work commitments and stuff like that have got in the way. But it's Bank Holiday Monday. West Ham are playing. The international break is over. Yeah, mate, we're back. We're back. Nice to be back as well.
It is.
Yeah, I think the best thing to start off with, mate, is the international break. Great performances from some West Ham lads, weren't there? Obviously, you had the hat trick from Souček for the Czech Republic. Really dominant performances from him. Perfect hat trick, I think you said, mate, weren't it? Left foot, right foot, and header. Then you had the three England games, which were all man of the matches from West Ham players. Jesse Lingard, the first game, and obviously credit to Declan Rice, back-to-back man of the match performances. I don't know about you, mate. I don't watch much of England, but I did make a point of watching a couple of those games, and I do have to say, I know we're biased, but I thought Declan Rice was fantastic, mate.
Yeah. I mean, I watched, I didn't see the first game. I watched sort of the last 10, 15 minutes of the second game. And then I watched the third game. And fantastic to see, mate. Like you say, I mean, I want to say that's what you want. You want the West Ham players getting there. You want them impressing. But then it just gets a bit scary about holding on to them.
It raises their profile, doesn't it? And that's what David Moyes says, doesn't it? David Moyes said he wanted more internationals because it raises West Ham's profile, makes you a more attractive club. Years gone by, if you played for West Ham, your international career was over. Basically, that's what it used to be. But I really like the way Declan Rice always wanted the ball. He was being forward as well, playing like he does for West Ham, which was nice to see. Obviously, Lingard got an assist in the first game, albeit against San Marino. But now we're back. And the first thing that came off the back of the international break, mate, for a bit of news to talk about was this. So the rumour is that Lingard's price has all of a sudden gone up to £40 million because he's been playing well for West Ham and he's back in the England team. And all of a sudden, Man United see the pound signs.
I can't see it. He's only got a year left, hasn't he, on his contract at Man United?
I believe so, mate, yeah.
No one's dropping £40 million on him. So I can't see it. I mean, the fact that they were saying before the international break, what were they rating him at? 15 million?
Yeah, 20 million, I think, Matt.
To go to 40 million? Nah, I can't see it. I think this is going to be one of them where I think we will sign him. I think it's going to be a bit of a rumble. Oh no, we want this, we want that. I think we'll probably end up getting him for about 25 million. But yeah, 40 million. No one's paying 40 million for him.
No, like I say, man, I do think he'll come, and I think the price you're sort of quoting there is probably about right. We'll have to pay slightly over, but if it's a player that we've seen what he can do, do you know what I mean? We've seen the impact he can have on West Ham, and I think if we do sign him, it would also encourage others to come. Of that sort of caliber. So I think the 40 million, hopefully, is just paper talk at the minute. This is one, mate, that's not been confirmed and not been denied. Everyone is waiting for ex-West Ham employee to say something on Twitter. He's been quiet and not said anything yet. If this is true, how scared are you?
If it's true, it's a disaster, mate. From what someone said was 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So the absolute disaster if it's true. I don't think it is. I don't think it's true. The fact, like you say, none of the usual suspects have come out and said anything. He seemed fine. I don't think he didn't seem to take a knock or anything for England. Played the full game. Afterwards, when he was getting his man of the match awards, and that he looked fine. He weren't like booted up or anything. So I don't think it's true. I hope it's not true. But yeah, it'd be typical West Ham as well, mate.
And what would you so? Before we go into the preview, what sort of the way forward, if he was injured, who would you want to see play there? For me, mate, I want Fornals to play there.
I agree exactly, mate. I would drop Fornals in there. Definitely. You can't, and everyone knows I love Mark Noble, but you can't be starting Mark Noble in games. So yeah, I would drop Fornals in there. He's got the work rate to do it. He might not be a tackler, but he's got the work rate. He'll be busy. He'll get about, and he can still pass the ball out. So yeah, that's definitely the way that I would go.
Yeah, no, it does make me very, very nervous, mate. Like it would just, like you say, mate, it'd be typical West Ham going into these 9 games I think we've got left. and then our key player gets injured, it would just be our luck. Considering as well, like it looks like Arthur Masuaku will be back for Leicester, which is great to see as well, isn't it? He's definitely been running around. He played for the under-23s. How big an impact can he have now?
Oh, huge, mate, huge. Just as another option, when we need something a bit more going forward, obviously, I reckon he can play that advanced left position as well. He's the only real sort of natural left wing back we've got at the club as well. So if Moyes does ever want to go to that 5 at the back, he fits in there perfectly. And I think Arthur was having the best season of his life before he got injured, or before he had to have surgery. So, fantastic to get him back.
Vernon says, I'd put Appiah, Forson from the academy ahead of Mark. Interesting one. Who do you think he will play, though, if Dex is injured? Do you think he'll be able to play Fornals there?
No, if Rice is injured, he'll play Noble. No one will want to see it. I don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. The fans don't want to see it. I'm sure Noble himself probably don't want to see it, but that's what'll happen. But I don't think Rice is injured. I hope not. Like I say, we're all
sitting there on Twitter waiting for someone to either confirm or not confirm it. So fixtures are going our way, mate. Starting to believe, or again, do we have this conversation after the Wolves game? At some point later in the week.
I mean, I was looking at the table this morning, and realistically, every game from now to the end of the season we're going to be in this position where if we really want to push, especially if we want to push for top 4, we have to win. Because I was looking at it, if we win, we're back in the 4th. Fantastic. Yeah. Even a draw ain't too bad, puts us 5th. If we lose, all of a sudden, you're down to 7th. Everton just behind with a game in hand, 3 points behind, drops you down to 8th. Then you're looking over your shoulder at Arsenal. It's tough, mate.
It's a massive game tonight, mate. It's a huge game. We'll talk a bit about the game later. Whoa.
trying to get the camera to focus there. There we go.
But yeah, obviously the Chelsea game went our way, didn't it? 5-2. What ridiculous result that was.
Crazy.
Newcastle nearly did Tottenham for us as well, but again, you could say the draw was a good result. But like you say, mate, if we do win tonight, we go back in 4th. Then obviously our next game's Leicester, and we could be a point behind Leicester if we beat them. Like, and then you're thinking, could we finish 3rd? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Big Dunk says, for now, for sure. Noble slows down the game and would be an absolute disaster. I agree. Mitchell, Liverpool fan. You know the dance. I love the channel and the hammers, but I'm telling you now, put your money on Liverpool for 4th before we destroy Madrid if you want to make some money.
No, mate. Liverpool, but
Liverpool are capable of winning 8 games in a row, mate. They are.
They beat Arsenal, who were poor this year. We were 3-0 up against them. We should have beat them. Like, that was just poor from us, really. That was our own fault. We let that go. But a win against Arsenal, I wouldn't get too excited, mate. I do think that they'll beat Real Madrid. Real Madrid have been very bad. They've been poor this year.
I think they'll be 2 good games tonight, isn't there? I don't know what one I want to watch. Man City, Dortmund. I want to see how Haaland gets on against City.
So, I think Liverpool will beat Real Madrid. But then they ain't winning the Champions League. Not this year. It
must be so annoying playing for someone like Jose Mourinho. He always blames the players, love Moyes. Did you see his interview at all, Mourinho?
I read it. He said, like, it's the same coach, different players, and that's why they didn't hold on or something like that. I can't stand Mourinho. I hate him.
Oh, mate, they've conceded so many goals in the 85th minute, Tottenham. Against us, the weekend. Like, they're just ridiculous. What game will you be watching tonight, though, mate? Real Madrid, Liverpool, or Man City, Dortmund?
I don't know. They are 2 really good games.
I might have both on.
Are they both on tonight?
Yeah, mate. Both 8 o'clock kickoff tonight.
Well, what time are we on?
Sorry, they're tomorrow. Tuesday.
I was going to say.
They're tomorrow. Sorry, yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know, because I really want to see Haaland's audition against the Premier League club.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably flick between them.
Yeah. Let's do a few questions here. Destiny in our hands. The old West Ham will capitulate, but there is a new belief now. Plus, Lingard, Rice, Soucek are going to be buzzing after the international form. Yeah, if he's not injured. But was there signs of the old West Ham coming back, mate? Obviously, we've not spoke to each other since that Arsenal game on the show, at least. Did the international break come at the right time?
Yeah.
Because I think going into another game after that Arsenal performance might have hurt us a bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's difficult. It's interesting as well. The players are saying how they get used to playing games every 3 days, sort of thing. They get into that run of things. But yeah, I think the international break come at a good time. You know, that was a game we should have won. Felt like a loss, and then the players get to go away. They have a good break. You know, the players on international duty build up their confidence again, kind of reset, go again. And I think it also sort of calms expectations down a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think
give some players a rest as well. You know, like, obviously there was loads that went away, but people like Bowen, you know, to name a few, Cresswell, that can have a rest. Yeah.
It was good time for the break for us. As long as we come out and win, I think we've got a shocking record for the first game after an international break,
and up in Wolves in general as well, mate. We've got a shocking record. But David Moyes has been saying the right things, though. He said, you know, he wants to see aggression. You know, look at that first half hour against Arsenal. Would you say that's the best football we've played all season?
It was fantastic. Fantastic.
Like, but it needs to be all the time, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? As soon as we conceded, I used the phrase, mate, we pooped ourselves. Like, we didn't know what to do when we conceded 3-1.
I said at the time, like, so it was 3-1 at half time, right? 3-1 at half time. Only West Ham could go into a game at half time 3-1 up and think we're going to lose this.
Yeah, I did, mate. I'm sure you did as well.
All West Ham fans, mate. We're all sitting there watching it. 3-1 up at half time. All of us are thinking, we're going to lose this. You know, if we'd have played another 10 minutes, we would have lost it.
Oh, yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. Did that game, though, mate, highlight again? I think you said it in our sort of WhatsApp group. Highlight again our lack of striker and, you know, just that little bit of quality to finish.
Yeah, of course it did. And I think that's you know, again, I don't want to lay into Antonio. I'm not laying into Antonio. It's been fantastic. The numbers back it up, all the rest of it. But we need a proper striker, and we need a striker on the same level as Lingard. Like, if we could get if we get a striker in on that level, we'd be flying.
I know. Watching Ollie Watkins again, I know we mentioned quite a lot on this channel, but watching him yesterday, it just proved like he would be absolutely perfect for West Ham.
Mate, do you know what I'd love to, I know, like, it's all the jokes about it at the minute, talking about him earlier on. Mate, I'd love to see us like put a bid in for Timo Werner.
Oh yeah.
I'm genuine, mate. I'm serious. See if we managed by some miracle to qualify for the Champions League. What did they pay for him? 30 million?
50.
50 million. I didn't think it was much as that.
40 million buyout?
Maybe 40 million. Yeah. Obviously, he's flopped at Chelsea this year, but he's one of the most prolific strikers in the world before that. See if you went in with a cheeky £30 million in the summer, if we got Champions League. I'll tell you what, mate.
Well, they want Haaland, don't they? Because there's rumours that they're going to use Werner for Haaland.
He ain't going to Chelsea.
No, mate, I hope he don't.
Mate, he can go. He can literally go to any club in the world.
Any club. And
any club in the world.
I read today that with Haaland, his agent, who's his dad, and he's got another guy called Mino, you know, one of the big top agents. If to sign him, you've got to pay his dad and this agent 20 million as well, a finder's fee. Like, you know, like that's the levels this guy's. But like you say, mate, he could go anywhere he wants. And I think the fact that Aguero's obviously going to be leaving Man City this year, I do believe Man City will be his destination. I do. I think that's where he's going to end up. Why don't we go for Sergio? Let's go and get Sergio.
Mate, 100%. I would absolutely don't like. This is happen, it's dream talk. Like Barcelona have been linked with him and stuff. Like, it's dream talk. He's not coming to West Ham.
I think he'd go back there.
But if it was possible, it'd be amazing. You wouldn't be able to. It'd be another one where you couldn't rely on just Aguero because everyone knows about his injury record and all the rest of it. You need somebody else. But it'd be amazing.
Yeah, they put a stat up on Match of the Day about his goal conversion record is the best.
He's the best
striker ever.
I've said this for years. When he's fit, he's the best player in the league. He's the best striker in the Premier League for the last 10 years.
I know you're going to have an argument about Harry Kane. There'll be people saying that, but like for me, like I say, man, I do believe that Aguero is the most ruthless striker when fit. Absolute ruthless. Yeah, 100%. Mitchell, we have discussed this, but I will put your question up, mate. Have we discussed the 40 million alleged price tag for Jesse yet? He'll be worth that if he signed a new contract. Yeah, I suppose that's the issue. If Man United played a game of offering a new contract and he signed it, would he
sign it though? Because he knows he's not going to play there. So if from a player's point of view, if he's just thinking about money, if he holds on until his contract runs out, he'll go for a massive signing on fee somewhere anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah. Talking about contracts before I go back in, mate. Declan Rice, obviously, I know we keep talking about him, but what should we be offering him? I don't think he's money orientated at all, but do you think that he should be? Again, Dimitri Payet was offered a new contract every week. Shouldn't he be given, like he's $100,000 a week now?
If he wants it, we should give him it. If he's happy enough on what he's on, happy days. Personally, I think he's the best player at the club, and he should be at least on parity with the top earners. I know you're talking the likes of Yarmolenko's on like $120,000 a week and stuff. Maybe not quite that high. Do you know what I mean? But maybe we need to look at that in the summer. I imagine the likes of Yarmolenko will probably leave, and what we're left with. But yeah, Rice should be one of the top earners at the club. He should be. But if Rice turned around and said to me, or said to the club, right, you need to give me $100,000, $120,000 to stay at West Ham, give him it.
Yeah. One more thing, mate. Ex-West Ham employee said that, Felipe Anderson will probably be potentially sold for 15 million, that we're opening for 15 million. I don't know, I can't remember if I asked you this last week or not. Do you think we should keep him, though, if we were in the Europa League? Because to replace him, you're probably going to have to spend more than 15 million.
I don't know. Like you say that, but to replace him on the form he's been in the last year,
he's shocking.
You could replace him with a free transfer.
Yeah.
So I don't think Moyes wants him. If he came back to the club and Moyes said, right, I'm going to give you a chance, then I'd back him. I'd be behind him and say, yep, give him another chance, if that's what Moyes wanted to do. But I don't think Moyes likes him. I don't think Moyes wants him at the club. So his time's done, mate.
Yeah, that's right. I will put that back up, Rhonda. Sorry, I just missed Peter's question. So nervous for tonight. It's such a big match. Do you think the pressure will get to the players? Listen, I'm sure Paul will echo me here. Whenever the lineup comes out and the first 15 minutes of a match, I know how it's going to go. What about you, mate?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I think with Wolves, they're not a traditional big team, so I don't think Moyes will set up scared of them.
They haven't had the best of seasons, have they?
No.
Obviously they lost Jimenez early. Diego Jota, obviously, big loss to Liverpool. And Traore, I don't want to jinx it, but he's not had the best of seasons, has he? But he always scores against us.
No, it's a game we should be winning. It is. It's a game we should be winning. And like I say, I think the way they are, the stats of the club, I don't think Moyes is going to set up scared of them. I think he'll
like
set
that
up
Neto for them. The midfielder, he's a classy little player, that Neto.
I mean, they've got good players in the team. They've got good players in the team. But really, like you say, since Jimenez has been injured, he's completely killed him. Completely killed him. It'd be like if we lost Antonio, same situation. So I don't think we will fear him. I don't think Moyes will set up negative. I think he will set up to go at him, and that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. I don't think the pressure will get to the players. It's really difficult because I've blamed Moyes a lot for when we score, we start dropping back. But part of me thinks that's not Moyes' fault, because he always comes out after the game and says, we did that, we shouldn't have done that. And then when Lingard signed, he come in and he sort of was saying the same sort of thing.
Yeah, the interview against Arsenal, weren't it, was quite telling from Lingard.
Yeah, exactly. He sort of basically said that the players sort of bottled it, and he was trying to push up, get up the pitch, and all the rest of it, and everyone else was dropping back. I think it's a player's mentality. Maybe needs to change, but hopefully, we were talking earlier about the international break. Players are coming back with confidence. Hopefully,
do you think we would have learned a bit from the Arsenal game as well? Sometimes things like that happening is actually a good thing.
I mean, you'd like to think so, mate, but it's sort of thing that's happened so many times to West Ham. How many times do we need to learn that lesson?
And what about Craig Dawson? Will he get his hat-trick of own goals tonight?
I hope not.
He's on an hat-trick. I think he'll overtake, I can't remember who it was. Is it Frank Sinclair or Jamie Carragher that did that before?
I hope not.
That was his worst game. And listen, I'm not giving anything bad towards Craig Dawson. He's been magnificent. But, I have to dig him out that Arsenal game. That was arguably his worst game for us, wasn't it? He was really poor that game. Really, really poor. Yeah. Do you think that Wolves' style of play suits Moyes' tactics? Well, we tucked them in, didn't we, earlier on in the season? Was it 3-0, 4-0? 3 or 4-0, I can't remember. That was a really good performance. Sorry, it was, what was it? It was Soufal's second game for the club, wasn't it? And we put in a great performance. So if we can mirror that sort of performance, it's all about doing a job on Traore as well. If you give Traore time and space, he's going to do you.
He won't do anything. He'll run down the wing really fast and then do nothing.
Yeah,
he won't score.
What we did really well in the last game, if you remember, mate. Again, we haven't got the luxury today, but Masuaku and Cresswell doubled up on him, didn't they? And they was hitting him, and they was giving him pulling him and giving him cheeky little digs. That's what needs to be done again tonight. It does if he plays. Good morning. I think Moyes will be back. Sorry, Moyes will play a back five if Noble comes in. Masuaku left wing back, Soufal right wing back, Cresswell, Dawson and Diop. I'm not sure whether Masuaku's fit tonight or not. I don't know. I don't know whether this is Moyes playing games or not, though. Maybe he is fit, but he's not going to say.
I think if Rice is out and Moyes does decide to play Noble, which he will, even though he shouldn't, but he will. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad way to go. That sort of setup. I wouldn't mind seeing that, but like I say, it all depends on. I don't think Rice is injured. I think he will play, and maybe Masuaku's not quite ready yet. Probably see him on the bench tonight.
I think he'll play against Leicester. I think we'll see Masuaku come in because he seems like Moyes really trusts him as well as a player.
I don't know if he will. Do you think he's going to go 5 at the back, or do you think he'll drop Cresswell? I don't think he'll drop Cresswell.
I think he'll go back to the 5. I do but again, I really want to see Benrahma, Lingard, and Masuaku play together. I want to see that just tricks and diamonism that will happen. I don't think Benrahma will play tonight, though. Like I said, I think Fornals will be back in. Moyes improves players and creates great team morale. You think Allardyce will still be a West Brom next season? Yeah, I think so. I think Big Sam will still be there next season. Obviously, they've got that big win there. Who knows? They might still get out of it yet. I hope they don't, because I want him to lose that record.
No, I don't think they'll get out of it. I think there was talk yesterday, was it that if they stay up, then his contract automatically renews. He's there for another year. If they go down, maybe he will stay, to try and get him up at the first attempt. He was kind of saying that that's how he'd want things to be. He actually mentioned when he was at West Ham and he brought us up first time of asking. That's what he'd want to do. But
it depends. Now, mate, he can't go and get Kevin Nolan and Andy Carroll anymore.
He said in that interview, it depends on, he'd need to sit down and they'd have to talk about what players they can keep, what players they have to let go, what players they can get, how much money's available. I don't know. Sam, it's how much money's in his back pocket. If there's enough money in his pocket, then he'll stay.
I do like that Pereira. I'll be very interested in getting him at West Ham. 3-3 and Arsenal only scored 1 goal. Let's hope Moyes, talking about aggression, doesn't sit back against Leicester and Chelsea to take the pressure. Hope so. Josie and Allardyce are arrogant type of manager. When the team wins, it's them, but when the team loses, it's the players. If Fornals is back, I bet he's ahead of Benrahma. I think so, mate. I think if Rice is fit, Obviously, Fornals won't step in there. He will step up. I think we missed him against Arsenal, though. I think Fornals is the sort of player that we needed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Fornals plays in front of Benrahma. I don't know, mate. I've said a couple of times the last few weeks, Benrahma hasn't impressed me this season.
Mate, I agree, mate. You know, I'm a big fan of him, but I agree. If he goes the whole season and he hasn't scored a goal, that's a massive disappointment. It is. It's a massive disappointment. And apparently, he's got a secret celebration lined up. That's what he's been saying.
Yeah, well, hopefully, we get to see it tonight. This is the thing. I want him. I'd love to see him
foul.
I'd love to see him start banging them in and all the rest of it. But you know, we spoke about it before. 25 million. He's not a 25 million pound player. Not when you consider, like I say, we're probably going to be able to get Jesse Lingard for the same amount.
Not when you can see what even like Eze's done at Crystal Palace as well. You know, Eze scored a few goals. He's assisted a few more goals. So yeah, maybe you can see why. What's his name? Moisey wanted Eze originally, but if we would have got Eze, we probably wouldn't have got Lingard. So it's a fine balance, isn't it? Anderson is coming back from loan, having played just 3 games. He's bobbins. Don't know what that means. Traore started as a striker in the last 3 games. Well, there
That's
you go.
Good because he can't finish. I don't rate him.
You watch him put an hat-trick on, lads.
I've never rated him. I don't rate Adama Traore. I don't rate him. Don't rate him.
He
don't scare me.
Mischief though. Come on, when he's running at us.
Yeah,
like, he scored nearly every time he played against us.
Let him run. Let him run.
Assisted a goal every time he's played against us. Nearly.
We'll see how he does tonight.
Yeah. Sander Berge, one of the best European prospects, could be available on a cut price from Sheffield. What addition he would be to the West Ham midfield?
We linked with him about 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, he's a good player, Mitch. But whose place is he taking? Yeah, you know, if Rice and Soucek stay, you know, he's not getting in front of them, is he?
Although realistically,
Noble's replacement.
We do need cover because, like you say, we're in a situation where tonight, if Rice is injured, Noble's playing, and you know, no one wants to see that. As much as I love Mark, so you know, we do need to be looking at cover there. But I mean, there's a lot of places we need to be looking at cover for. We ain't even got a striker, for Christ's sakes. So you know,
Morning, Luke and Paul.
Morning, Chris.
Have had a good 1 week. Well, Paul's had a good long weekend. I've still got 2 weeks off work. Easter holidays. I'm loving it. But I'm hoping, guys, to do a live show nearly every day this week. So come and join me. Paul won't be there, obviously, every time, but I will be. Be nice.
No,
to see
mate,
you.
I'll be back to work. You enjoy it.
Fornals leaves everything on the pitch. He's a great team player. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Pablo. You know, when he first come over, I think West Ham fans jumped to him a bit. Like, what does he do? What is he actually doing? And I think we sort of half forget that he plays out of position a little bit. You know, and in that Euros for the under-23s, he was playing left side, but there's no way Spain tell him to come back and defend. You know, it's you stay out there, Pablo, and he puts the outside of the boot balls in, and he's adapted his game. And you could say he's a decent established West Ham player now, and I think he's incredibly important to us as well. If you could buy one player from the current bottom 3 teams, who would it be? Right, so I believe that
for me,
Sheffield United, West Brom, and Fulham at the moment.
I would buy. He's not their player technically, but I would buy Areola.
100%. That was going to be the first name out of my mouth because I think he's sensational goalie. I think he's fantastic goalie. Areola from Fulham. I do like Loftus though. Loftus is an absolute animal, mate. If he's fit, and he's the only player I've ever seen bully Declan Rice. Every time he's played him, he's bullied him. Absolutely bullied him. From West Brom, like I say, I like Pereira. I think Pereira's a fantastic player. I'd have Grady back as well. I think I would have Grady back. Sheffield United, I can't say I know many of their players, to be honest with you, because people could say about the goalkeeper Johnston, Sander Berge, you've already mentioned. I don't know, mate. Sheffield United. I don't know. No. Can't Fornals in next to Thomas tonight if Rice not fit. Yeah, I don't know if anything breaks while me and Paul are filming here about it. Please put it in so we can obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we did say that. Like, that's what we said at the start. If anyone missed it, if Rice ain't fit, we would want personally Fornells to come in and play there. But we all know that's not what'll happen. That's what we'd all like to see, but we all know that's not what
makes sense, and it makes the most sense. Yeah. Nice question. Thanks, Luke. Mitchell, have you seen an upturn in the channel with consistent, legitimate uploads, especially Arsenal? Yeah, the views are still a bit, bit stale, but we're slowly ticking over. We lose subscribers, we get a few back, but yeah, it's more to just keep us out there. And I appreciate that you guys asked the questions, so I'm going to answer the questions for you with a video. So keep your questions coming in. I've got about 20 questions still on my phone. I screenshot them and then I film them, so keep them coming in. Pereira from West Brom is absolute mustard. Yeah, he's a fantastic player. If I found Loftus-Cheek in bed with my missus, I'd tuck him in. He's a unit. I'll tell you what, I don't know whether you watched him. I don't know whether you watched the Fulham game, mate, at all. Like when he picks up the ball, he's so powerful. So powerful. Like him and Lingard could be fantastic. You could have Loftus in the centre and then Lingard play on either side of the wing. That'd be more interesting. What we got here? Lingard, Rice injured. We've done the Wolves preview. What about Bowen, mate? Where do you stand on Jared Bowen now? Obviously, he got his goal, didn't he, the other day?
Yeah. He's been off form massively. And he's been massively off form. Hopefully, this goal sparks him back into life a bit. It was good. He finished it well. He was aware of the pass coming and all the rest of it. Quick free kick. And let's hope he steps up from that. Let's hope he progresses, because he's not been great recently. I don't know whether that's a lack of confidence. He seemed to have stopped taking players on. He doesn't run forward anymore. No. He stopped running forwards. He started getting the ball, running backwards, passing it backwards, sort of passing off the responsibility a bit. So hopefully, like I say, that gives him a bit of confidence. He starts running at people, trying to cut inside. Because there's a player there. Obviously, when he first joined, we saw it, but his form has been sort of been off form a bit.
Yeah. Kent says, I like the West Brom striker that's on loan. He could work in our system. We play as cover for Antonio. Yeah. Right. So the next thing I was going to ask, mate, go off West Ham. Oh, one more thing, actually. What's your predictions for tonight?
I think we'll win. I'm going to say 2-0.
I said 2-1. In my preview that I filmed last night, I said 2-1.
I think we're going to get a clean sheet, because Traore's rubbish. 2-0.
I'm putting a fiver on the hat trick now. And then the winnings, I'm going to throw it on the Grand National on Saturday. Here we go. Young Jake in the chat. Hello, mate. Morning, massive game tonight. Don't know whether you have discussed the Declan Rice rumour, but it's really worrying for me. Yeah, we have, Jake. We have discussed that, mate. It is worrying, but let's hope someone either confirms or denies it very, very soon. Right, mate. I don't know if you watched it or not, but I thought we'd have a little discussion about it. We've wrapped up the show quite quickly today. Did you watch BBC's Match of the Day Hardman podcast?
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to watch it. I have seen the list.
It's only half an hour.
Yeah, I have seen the list. It's there. I'll probably stick it on today. But yeah, I have seen the list.
Yeah. Obviously, Julian Dix finished 5th.
Did he? I thought he was second.
He was second on Alan Shearer's list.
Ah, right. Okay. So I haven't seen the actual ordered list then. I've seen things like that.
Yeah, so obviously basically it was voted for over loads of people, and then Micah Richards made his and Alan Shearer made his. Because Micah Richards hadn't seen or played against Julian Dix, he had him like 8th. So when they put them together, obviously he finished 5th.
But they were saying that, didn't they? Cause, again, I haven't seen it yet. I was reading the thread about it on Knees Up Mother Brown, and they were saying that all of them, so was it Costa was 10th?
Yeah, because
and they were all saying, how did he get in this list?
Man,
yeah, it's ridiculous. They didn't make the list, so I don't know who made the actual list. If they ranked them, I don't know.
Yeah, so I believe it was. So Diego Costa was 10th, which, like I say, shouldn't have been in the list anyway. Then it was, I believe, Vinnie Jones was in there, obviously, because just an absolute fug and a nutcase. Vidic was in there. Stam, Roy Keane, Julian Dix, David Batty, I think it was, Duncan Ferguson, and I can't remember the other two. I can't remember.
In there?
Oh yeah, Big Patrick. Yeah, Patrick. I'm trying to think who the other one was. Stuart Pearce, Psycho.
Yeah,
Stuart Pearce. But yeah, what do you make of any of them, mate? Like Diego Costa, that's like putting Robbie Savage in there.
Yeah, it's.
Do you know what I mean? He weren't a hard man. He was just a twat. Fantastic player, but
yeah, no, he's not on the level of the players that were in that list. Obviously, yeah. I mean, it's hard to disagree, really. Apart from that one, it's hard to disagree with the names. You look at the sort of West Ham contingent. Julian, we all know about Julian.
Animal.
He's
absolute animal.
His reputation probably cost him in England's place.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all know about Julian. Stuart Pearce, obviously, we spoke about him quite recently on this channel as well. Yeah, nutcases.
Well, isn't it strange though that especially the West Ham ones like Julian and Stuart are some of the nicest, quietest people that in the media. Like Julian Dix is renownedly shy, mate.
That's how it is, mate.
Billy Bonds as well. Billy Bonds used to beat people up,
mate. That's real life as well. It's the quiet ones you've got to watch.
Yeah,
that's how it is, mate. The ones that are actually properly hard, they ain't got nothing to prove. They don't need to be shouting out and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
that's how it is, mate. But yeah, and I actually watched a video of Duncan Ferguson, just highlights of him.
Yeah, I watched it this morning.
But you would not want to be
the only players, mate, to get arrested for what he did on the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
He headbutted that geezer and broke his nose, didn't he?
You would not want to be a defender playing against him.
No. And it's obviously you're going to watch the podcast later, but Micah Richards says he was watching the highlights and he goes, the reason Big Dunk is top, he goes, Roy Keane walked away from him. Jaap Stam walks away from him, and he goes, there's someone else who's really hard. I think Paul Ince, someone like that, walks away from him. And he goes, if those guys are walking away from him, then you know. Even Alan Shearer said that someone robbed at Duncan Ferguson's house. Duncan Ferguson got him back and tied him up. And he goes, can you imagine that robber when he realised, oh dear, I've robbed his house. But, oh, mate, absolute lunatic, the geezer. And there's the famous Jimmy Bullard one as well, isn't there? When Jimmy Bullard's looking up at him like, but yeah, who else? Is there any other West Ham players that you would think are hard men?
It's interesting
because of our era.
Yeah, of our era. I don't know. Johnny Monker.
Yeah, Johnny Monks. Yeah, love the fight. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Johnny Artson.
Artson, yeah. There's not many, really. There's not many.
Razor Ruddock, I reckon he could have a row.
There's not many, and it's funny because when I was reading that thread, they were talking about the current players. Isn't that none? But the game's so different now. Like there's the game. Any of those players in that list, if they were playing the game today, they'd be sent off every week. Yeah,
Yeah, they would have.
They've got a great shout from Vernon in the chat there.
All right, we'll go in a minute. I'm
Super Tom.
Oh yes, Tom. After watching 3 England games, I don't think you guys are going to do well. Thoughts? I can't say I watched much of it, to be honest, Ronda. I watched bits and bobs. I thought Declan Rice was fantastic, but whatever I see from England, is when Luka Modric comes up against them, or a player of that technical ability that's got the ability to unlock a defence, they always claps. Always. Like, are you telling me Mbappe, Pogba, are going to be scared of Maguire and Stones? No. The German team, I'm not sure how good the Italy team is at the moment.
But you say the German team, mate. They lost to Macedonia.
Oh, Jesus.
So, I don't know. It's an interesting one. Like, when I like I say, I'm the same as Luke, but when the bits of England that I did watch over the last week, there's a team there. There is, there's a team there, but they're not, and England's always been the same. Always.
Next World Cup, there could be.
They're not England, even at their best, and it's weird because, you know, Harry Kane, probably one of the best strikers in the world. Well, he's one of the best strikers in the world. Declan Rice, potentially one of the best holding midfielders in the world at the moment. But the quality just ain't there to compete with the real big boys. Do you know what I mean? You know, like you say, you look at your France, Belgium, you know, possibly Germany, depending on how they get on. Italy have come on. I think Italy are at the same level as England at the minute. They're getting there, but they're not there yet. But when they come up against the real big boys, they're not good enough to compete. And England's always been that way. But, you know, that's...
Yeah, I think it's whenever they come up against a team that's really technical. Like, I can imagine them coming up against, like, Portugal, for example. Maybe not the best defensively, but you've got Felix, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, they would rip England apart, I think, because of the technical ability of them. If everyone was fit tonight, Bowen wouldn't play. If Rice plays, we win. If he doesn't, we draw. I think that's a fair point. Costa's a tart diving cheat, not hard, man. That's laughable. Yeah, I don't know how he made the list, mate. It weren't my list. Costa's about as hard as Grealish. Terminator would have terrorised Richards. We were at the Everton game when Dix went in goal after Ludo got sent off. My missus at the time on the back of her shirt. Yeah, I won't read that one out. Repka, yeah,
Super Tom. What a guy.
Tom's Paul's dad, if you didn't know, guys. Repka, Mad Dog Martin Allen. Kufal doesn't take. Yeah, no, I agree. I would
it's interesting.
Say hard man. Yeah,
Sufal was the one of the current crop that was potentially considered it, but even then, I don't know. Like, in comparison to some of those boys, I reckon he'd get thrown about.
Yeah. I can't see us winning without Rice. Southgate, like Moyes, plays with a handbrake on too much. England aren't tested enough, and then when they play a top team, they fall down. Yeah. Anything else, mate? I've been going for like 40 minutes. I did want to say a little bit about Carl Frampton. I know we're going off topic with the boxing now, but very sad to see him go out like that. You know, I'm a big fan of Carl, and I know you've met Carl. Yeah, top boxer, but, you know, a fight too many for him.
Yeah, it was a step up. You know, obviously stepped up in weight. The size difference was massive. The reach difference, like 7-inch reach difference, was ridiculous. And I said from the first 30 seconds of that fight, I literally said from 30 seconds into that fight, Frampton's going to get knocked out. He'll get caught coming in.
And it was horrible knockout.
And he's done, mate. He's done. You know, it was a fight too far. He's retired. Now he's said that he wants to spend time with his family. I didn't know this, but apparently he said that he wants nothing to do with boxing. He wants to be out of it. He's not going to be a trainer or nothing. Doesn't like what goes on in the sport sort of thing. He said he'd do TV work or something, and, you know, fair play to him. Like, he's what, 34, something like that.
37. I think he's 37, mate. Actually,
he's not as old as that, is he?
Yeah, I'm sure. When I looked it up, it was 37 because I was a bit shocked. I was like, "God, I didn't know he was that old."
That is a surprise. But anyway, lad's in his 30s, gets to retire now. Loads of money in the bank, spend time with his family. There's worse things happening, isn't there?
Oh, 34, yeah. No, you're right, mate. 34, yeah. Yeah, no, he's a good boxer, though. Was a good boxer. It's a shame. Did you see Dylan White as well? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
I thought that was a lovely knockout as well. You should catch up on that. And big one this weekend is Conor Benn. Massive fight for him against Vargas. If he wins that, he's right up there in contention for some of the big fights. And then obviously a few weeks later, it's the fight that I can't wait for: Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders. But I do say I think Billy Joe Saunders is going to lose, and I will be heartbroken when that happens. I really will. What about Hatton? Did you see Hatton's son?
I didn't watch it, mate. As I said, you know, I didn't see the point in watching it because it was someone who was thrown at him to beat. I'll give him a few fights, and then I'll start.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I see with him, mate. It was a bit like, I don't know if you remember early Conor Benn, and he was trying to emulate his dad. You know, like Nigel was just ruthless when he our favourite boxer, arguably. And it's like, no, don't try and be your dad. You know, work up to that ruthlessness. Nigel Benn was fighting world title fights, you know, at that ferociousness. You have to earn that right. I saw Mad Dog come on the second half of Sheffield Wednesday, and he broke Colton Palmer's leg. Lovely. Anything else, mate? Anything else you seen or heard or?
No, I don't think so.
All right, one last thing then. What would be a disappointment now, mate? We constantly reassess and ask this question every week, but what would you be disappointed with now? What is the bare minimum we should be aiming for now?
I said this a couple of weeks ago, that position, I wouldn't be disappointed with a position now. Although I suppose that's a lie, because I would. But like I say, you have to look at tonight's game. If we lose, we're sort of down 7th, 8th, 9th. That would be disappointing. But for me, it's all about attitude now. If we go out looking to win every game now to the end of the season, if we show that desire and we show that effort, I'll be pleased. It's been a fantastic season, whatever happens. Yeah. If we start bottling it and, not really turning up to the big clubs and all the rest of it, then I'll be disappointed. It's more the performances that I'm interested in now. It's more the performances that I'm interested in than the actual results.
Yeah. Kent says, I'll be disappointed if we finished 9th or 10th. Yeah. I don't know. Does that Champions League conference come in next season? I can't remember if it comes in next season or the season after.
There's you've got the Europa League. There's 2 Europa Leagues, isn't there, next season?
Oh, so yeah. So I'll be disappointed if we don't get at least Europa League 2. Come on. Do you know what I mean? I want some European football.
Yeah, I think from the position that we're in, it will be disappointing to miss out on Europe completely. But like I say, if we don't win tonight, if we lose tonight, all of a sudden, uphill battle, you're down in them 7, 8, 9 spots. It's tough.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I think we'll wrap it up there. Obviously that's a big game tonight as well. Palace, Everton. Yeah, we want Palace to win tonight. I think we'll wrap it up there, mate. Me and Paul will be back next week. We'll talk about the Leicester game, build up to that. But yeah, thanks for joining us live on Easter Monday. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday, guys, and hopefully West Ham don't ruin it tonight just before you go back to work. Until then, guys, as it says at the bottom, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button if you haven't already. Until next time, come on, you wines, keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.